Evelyn Bandoh. She is a writer, speaker, trainer, teacher, and creative mind. Lessons learned for being overly educated and overly broke.
Thank you. I'm going to try not to kill myself in my shoes. All right. All right. I learned about my relationship with money when I was just a wee gal watching my parents manage the hell out of their paychecks. It was an awesome experience, and I thought a job was going to make me rich. Little did I know that reality bites, and a job means just over broke. After I got that first paycheck, it really hurt. Steady paychecks are necessary, but having a job with a steady paycheck, it enables a lot of what I call financial BS. When I got a well-paying job, I thought I was even better, but it really meant not a damn, because all I did was raise my standard of living to my paycheck. How long can you last if you lose your job tomorrow? Why don't you try it out? But before I could get that well-paying job, I went to school. I took out a lot of education debt. 3 degrees and $110,000 later, you would have thought I learned better, that there was a better way. But I had the job, so what it meant is I could be lazy. How many of us buy the $10 raggedy salads for lunch? Okay? That steady paycheck told me, it had me fooled. Let's go out, let's eat, all right? I could also get in and out of debt multiple times. I have a credit card, I'll charge it up, I'll pay it off. I have a job. Why not? Because I have a job. Little did I know, that is still a mind-blowing experience. It also allowed me to be a budget perpetrator. I had a budget, but if I didn't like it, I changed it. Why? I had a job. What can you do? I'll borrow from next paycheck. It comes Tuesday at 6 a.m. every other Tuesday like clockwork. My job also allowed me to buy this pretty little house in a up-and-coming neighborhood, AKA drug den. The bank wanted to give me $500,000. I was smart enough to say no. But I was like, my mortgage is healthy. I have a job. I'm okay. But then I decided to become an entrepreneur, and that's when everything changed. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, just like Kitty says. Okay? Once I learned about being an entrepreneur, I learned that my job was actually my enabler. I managed money very well when I had a steady paycheck. But the reality of the situation is, when that steady paycheck went away, I didn't necessarily know what to do. Let's talk about who was an entrepreneur in the room, all right? Let's talk about those paychecks, feast or famine, sometimes, when they come, if they don't come at all right? But in those hard moments of being an entrepreneur, I learned a lot of excellent lessons, and I chose to pick out the random lessons for some fun talk, all right? My bill collectors, I know their names, I know payment arrangements, and if they won't give you one, I know how to get them. Metro fare cards, it's like Christmas when you find them. But then you get on the red line and you're in the seventh circle of hell. Walking, good stuff. It's the natural ass lifter that Mother Nature intended. My crafty bastard has increased tenfold. I'm slinging jewelry, and I fixed a really expensive pair of sunglasses, and I'm happy about that. Oh, I finished my slide early, awesome. All right. I learned how to receive in a more serious notion. Anyone who has ever had to ask for help, if you're always a giver, you know how to give, but you don't always know how to get. And there is an art to asking for help and receiving with grace. Bread butts, they gross me out. I don't like them. But when you are an entrepreneur and you are minding your budgets, you realize what a great meal that they can make. I'm still a foodie, but I get with it. For the first time in my life, my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer were empty. And that's awesome because I was never able to do that. I was always throwing food away. Pantry cuisine, come holler at me if you want to know what that's about. Curiosity. I learned how to fulfill myself by not spending money, but by being fulfilled in the moment and by figuring out what I could get into around my house for free. It was a great learning experience for me. Enjoyment doesn't come from money. I learned how to create a better business, something that has simplicity and integrity and a revenue model that works. Take all the middlemen out, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to get a job. Okay. So to take away from everything, if you are not financially wealthy or a trust fund baby, be realistic about where you are financially. For those of you who are thinking about entrepreneurship, prepare yourself now. For those of you who aren't, manage your money like you don't have a steady paycheck and spend your time and money on important things and stop eating out so much because it's making us all fat.